So I found these two chairs just lying by my house at the side of the road. And basically, the only thing that was wrong with them at all was that they had this, it looked like a strip of them at the top had been ripped off. So just the top bit wasn't quite perfect. You can see a close up there. And this is the left-hand chair, was a bit more severe. And then the other chair on the right was a bit less severe. You can see it there. And so the first step I did was just to draw a line, because I was basically just going to reprofile this whole top bit. And I was just pivoting, my elbow was on the chair seat, and I was just pivoting to try and give an organic shape along the top there. You can see I'm tracing along to make sure that my shapes are roughly equal on both sides there. And then once I've got an initial line, I go over it again with a thicker permanent marker to give my final line. And then I just come in with a jigsaw. The jigsaw is probably the only tool really for this job, to just cut along that line. And the reason it's moving about so much is because it's just resting on the floor, it's not clamped or anything. And that's just the rough profile there. And then once I cut this, I realised that the top bit was just, it was too thick. So basically the back bit there that I was profiling, it had a taper, and if you cut along that taper, you're going to get a much thicker cross section. So I decided I need to re-taper this to continue that taper. So I just take my jigsaw and just cut at an angle along the top. And the taper was more severe in the middle, and it kind of, again, it's kind of like a compound taper, I guess you call it. It tapered out towards the outside, and that's just the rough view from the top and from the front. And because I can see that my cut marks are deep in the middle, and I know I've got that compound taper about right. And then I move on with a chisel just to clean up the jigsaw marks and finalise that shape. And the hair's just there, blending the corners in where the jigsaw cut finished. And then I just, once I'd done my chiselling, I just grabbed a bit of sandpaper. And I think, I couldn't really tell, but I think this is 60 grit sandpaper. It kind of worn off the bottom of it. And so I just worked into it with that sandpaper, just removing the chisel marks, and again just finalising the shape. And then I looked back and I just wasn't happy with it. The right bit, just had a bit too much material, so I went and chiseled away it, and I just keep on going forward and backwards, and I'd mark with a pen where the high spots were, go back, and then just chisel it away. So as I say, that right hand side just had a little bit too much material. It wasn't symmetrical. Once it was chiselled away, as much as I liked the chisel marks, I sanded it again to finalise that shape and smooth it off. And then this is what I ended up with at the end. It was really smooth to touch because of the sanding. And then this is a shot of the taper here. And then I started thinking, how am I going to combine this with the rest of the chair? Because obviously I've sanded it so the finish is indifferent, and I thought I didn't want to try and get the finish exactly the same because it never matches it quite right. So I thought I'll make it a design feature and I'll make it really contrast. So I sanded everywhere back. So I sanded it all back. You can see here this doing the front. And then I tried this special adapter on my sander just to get into the corners. I also did some hand sanding and chiselling off camera to get that line perfect. And here's the back. And then once that was done, I went over it all with 600 grit. A lot of woodworkers only go up to 120, but this was being finished with oil. The sanding actually makes a huge difference in terms of how you feel it. So I like to go really fine, and it felt really, really good. Felt fucking fantastic. And there's the final thing there, and I was pretty happy with it. The contrast, and then some finishing oil to finish it. The finishing oil is just going to help to seal it, protect it against markings, and also it brings out that the grain of the wood. I'm not quite sure what wood this is, so if you know, leave a comment below. And then I did 3 coats over all of this. This is the second. So the main point of this video is not only about showing you techniques, but it's also just kind of a general message about if you ever need money or just want to recycle and give a new meaning to materials, this is a really good way to do it. This cost me nothing, and I could probably easily sell them for 30 quid each. And then once the chair's done, I took it upstairs to its final position, which is by my desk in my room. There you go, it works well. That tape is really comfortable to lean back on. So yeah, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe for upcoming videos.